It is a Green Thumb Thursday here on Arizona Daily Mix, and one of my personal favorites, I call him my boyfriend, but he's a married man. He's not my boyfriend, but he's my Green Thumb TV boyfriend. Justin Rohner of Agriscaping Technologies is here today to talk everything we need to know about melons, something I think that would be a challenge to grow and very difficult in the desert, but you say it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's actually pretty easy to grow these, and we've got really the top 3 melons in the United States. I mean, we are the top producer of melons in the world.
Right.
We grow these things better than anybody, and on average we eat 27 pounds of melons a year.
Melons are good. Melons are good. And
Melons
there's
are very good.
a variety of types of melons, some that I've never even heard of before. But we're going to start with the basics that a lot of people eat every summer and sometimes throughout the whole year, the watermelon.
Yep, top of the charts. So these guys, it's to know when it's ripe, that's also a very important piece of the puzzle, because you want to know that you're getting a good one. I mean, everybody wants to know how to tell a ripe melon. So there's 3 ways to tell when you're in the grocery store. Just one way when you're growing it yourself, but I'll tell you that the 3 ways to really tell a ripe melon. First, you want to look at it. You want to check out the size of it. You want to look for what they call the field spot. So you're looking for a yellowing field spot. And if the bigger the field spot, that yellow field spot, the more ripe the melon is. That's number 1.
Okay.
So then you want to listen. So these things, you do thump them. And if it's got a thump rather than a think or a tink, if it's a tink, then it's too thick of a wall. It hasn't really matured yet.
So that means that white outer part right here is too thick.
Yeah, it's going to be way thick. If it's a tink rather than a thump, you want a thump. You want a good, good deep-hearted soul of this watermelon before you want to get it. Then the third thing you want to check out is the weight. So after you know it's a good thump rather than a tink, then you want to get a good heavy watermelon. That means it's got a lot of good water in it. If it's too old, it's going to be a thump, but it's going to be light. And you're going to be like, oh, that's a little too light. And it's going to be mushy inside, and you don't want that.
So we got to look at it, we got to listen to it, and then we got to feel it.
You got to feel it. Yes, you got to feel it.
And what I learned something new today here with Justin. This watermelon, so I said, well, I see the white seeds. Is that different from a watermelon with the black seeds? He goes, well, this is actually a non-seeded watermelon. This is a seedless.
Seedless watermelon.
But it has the white seeds in it, but it's considered seedless. So if you get a watermelon with the black seeds, then that's a seeded watermelon.
Yes, and the seeded watermelons are becoming more rare. The 85% of all watermelons that we produce in the United States are seedless.
Yeah, people don't like the seeds for some reason.
No, they don't like the seeds.
But that's part of the fun.
That's seedless.
When you eat it,
part of the fun. It's the seed spitting
contest. Yeah.
There you go. That's what we do.
All right, let's move on to the cantaloupe. Something that I personally love is a cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe, the most versatile of all the melons. I mean, you can use it from salads to smoothies and everything in between.
Right, it's good.
Wonderful thing. To be able to tell these things, you want to look between the lines. So when you actually get these things at the store, you want to see some yellowing actually between the lines, between the veins. These things get denser as they ripen. And that's another important piece of the puzzle, because you can see as it gets more yellow, that means we're getting more of the flesh to the outer rim, and so you got a lot more melon.
Okay.
The other thing you want to do is you actually want to smell the outside of it. And these should be at room temperature in the grocery store. You should be able to smell it, and that's what will give you a good indicator that it's ripe. In the field, when you're growing these things, you want to make sure you got a lot of good air flow. So a good deep soil on all your melons, and you want at least 2 to 3 inches of good mulch, maybe even straw for your cantaloupe specifically, so they don't rot at the base.
Right. We don't want any rotting fruit.
No, no rotting fruit. So you want that nice little bit of a yellow hue to your cantaloupe, means that it's going to be ripe. And again, the smell is going to be a good giveaway. If it smells like a cantaloupe,
ooh, it is fresh. Oh my gosh. All of these melons smell really good. So now we're going to move on to the honeydew.
Third one's a honeydew. Now this one's an orange honeydew, and it's really important. That's one of my favorite ones, is the orange honeydew. And
yeah, because there's green as well.
There's green ones as well. And the green ones, they're going to look white if they're not ripe. And then as they ripen, they actually get a little bit of a yellow hue. Now on these ones, this is actually a relatively unripe orange, and you can see it's got a little orange hue to it. When they're really ripe, you can see on this guy, it turns a totally different, it turns like a nice yellow hue. And that's what you're looking for in a honeydew, is make sure that it's shifted from a white color to either a yellow or an orange hue, and that lets you know that you've got a really good, nice, ready to eat.
It's so interesting that it kind of looks similar to the cantaloupe in a way.
It does kind of look similar to that, especially when you go with the orange ones, but it's very smooth. One way you can tell too is that you actually can squeak it. So if your thumb, this one will squeak a little better because it's right.
Oh yeah, that's right. And it has like a little resistance.
It has some resistance. If it's got an ungreased thumb, then it'll actually make a squeaky sound.
The texture of the skin is very different compared to this one. This is very like shiny and slippery.
But this one will squeak. And that's a really, the easiest way to tell if it's ripe is you squeak it with your thumb.
This is such good information. Now we're going to introduce you to something that you probably never heard of before, the Santa Claus melon.
The Santa Claus
I've never heard of a Santa Claus melon.
The Santa Claus melon, crazy green striping.
Pretty.
And then on the inside, when they're ripe, it's a white, and then it ends up getting some of this red or orange hue on the inside. Tastes like a honeydew. It's kind of like a white honeydew. Canary melon looks very similar, kind of on the inside, a little more yellow hue. Awesome stuff. I mean, try a new melon today. I mean, go out there. Sprouts, I know, has a lot of great melons.
There you go. I love it. Justin Rohner, agriscaping.com. We'll have a link on our website, AZTV.com. Try a new melon today for Green Thumb Thursday. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have more when we get back. Good stuff.
Oh, it is.